3 new scores have been added to my handicap reset. A 43, a 91, and a second 43. After those 3 rounds, my index has climbed from a 7.4 to a 7.9. And that's not the direction I want to go. But this was never about only showing the good rounds. It's about actually finding out where my golf game stands right now by posting the scores and letting my handicap tell the truth. And right now that truth is I'm a 7.9. Hello Boom Squad, back 9 warriors, and anyone out there fighting for par. Welcome back to Aim High, Shoot Low Handicap Reset Series. I'm Bobby Golf, and this is the latest update to my Handicap Reset Series, where I get 20 rounds under my belt and let the handicap speak for itself. This video is a little later than I originally planned, as I took 10 days of vacation to both the Rocky Mountains and the Smoky Mountains. It was an incredible trip, but it definitely interrupted my filming schedule, my editing schedule, pretty much any schedule I had over the last couple weeks. But I'm back now with 3 scores to talk about. Let's get down to it. In the last episode, I finally showed some signs of the golfer I used to be. I posted a 79, which was my best round in the last 8 months, and that score helped drop my handicap index down to a 6.7. That was the kind of round that made me feel like everything's starting to come together. But golf has a way of reminding you not to get too comfortable. After that, I posted a 9-hole score of a 42, then an 87, and then a 92. By the end of that group of scores, my handicap went from a 6.7 to a 7.4. So the last couple updates have had a little bit of everything. The elation of a 79, and then the frustration of playing much less impressive golf. And there was another reminder that one great round doesn't mean the game is fixed. That was especially true when you're trying to build a full current scoring round. Since that update, I've added 3 new scores. The first was a 9-hole score of a 43. Then I posted another 18-hole score in the 90s, a 91. And I followed that up with my second 9-hole 43 of the week. Those scores moved my handicap up only from a 7.4 to a 7.9. And a 91 is certainly not the kind of score that destroys a handicap. But taken together, they're not scores that are going to push my handicap lower. Those are the kind of scores that confirm that I'm still struggling to play the kind of golf I know I can. And this is probably the biggest theme of the Handicap Reset series so far. I can still produce stretches of really good golf. I can still hit shots like I did when I was a scratch golfer. I can still shoot rounds like a 79 that let me feel like my old self is starting to breathe again. But I'm just not sustaining it yet. There are still too many loose swings, too many holes where one mistake turns into 2, too many rounds where I'm fighting to limit the damage instead of confidently chasing a good round. And that's why my handicap is where it's at. Now, because 2 of these rounds were 9-hole scores, I want to take a minute to talk about that. Are 9-hole rounds valid for handicap purposes? My answer is absolutely yes. If the round meets the requirements for an acceptable score, a 9-hole score is a legitimate part of your scoring record. The handicap system is not designed to only record your 18-hole scores. Not everyone has time for that. It's supposed to measure your demonstrated ability from the qualified rounds you play. For a lot of golfers, especially those with families, jobs, responsibilities, or limited daylight, 9 holes is a majority of their golfing life. Sometimes 9 holes is all you can fit in. Sometimes 9 holes is the league's format. Sometimes you play 9 after work. And sometimes, like me, you play both 9 holes and 18 in your regular golfing schedule. Ignoring those 9-hole rounds will not make your handicap more accurate. It would make your handicap less complete. Under the current system, when you post a 9-hole score, the system calculates the differential for the 9 holes you played and combines it with an expected differential based on your current handicap index. This creates an 18-hole differential equivalent, and the scores can immediately become part of your handicap. Now, I understand why some golfers are skeptical. 9 holes can feel vastly different than 18. You don't have to maintain your focus for as long. You do not have to manage fatigue in the same way. You may also feel it's easier to have a good 9-hole round or an extremely bad 9-hole round. And all that's fair. But the solution is not to pick and choose which rounds you want to post. The solution is to post your acceptable rounds and allow the handicap index system to work. If I shoot a 43 over 9 holes, I post it. If I shoot a great 9-hole score, I'm going to post it. The entire point of this series is for me to stop guessing, stop protecting an old number, and find out where my golf game actually is. And that only works if I post honest scores. So what does a 7.9 index actually mean for me right now? It means I'm still a pretty good golfer. It also means I'm not playing the way I did when I was younger, before surgeries, age, life, and both of those things can be true at the same time, and it's okay. I don't need to pretend that a 7.9 handicap is bad golf. There would be a lot of golfers that are proud to play at that level, but I also don't need to pretend that I'm satisfied with it. I know what my game used to look like. I know what I'm capable of doing in stretches still. And I know there's more work to do if I want those stretches to continue into an 18-hole round of golf. And those full rounds to become my normal level of play again. That's the entire reason I'm chasing the glory days. Not because I expect every round to look like my past, but because I want to find out how much of my game I can recover, rebuild, and carry forward. I also want to briefly talk about the future of this series. My immediate goal has not changed. I still want to reach 20 rounds and complete this handicap reset. Once I reach that point, I will have a much more complete scoring record, and my handicap number should give me a much clearer picture of where my game really stands. But I don't plan to end the series after 20 rounds. The handicap reset will continue. The updates will become further apart. Right now, every score can make a meaningful impact because I'm still building my 20-round record. Once I have 20 rounds, the changes will start to take place more slowly. And I don't think it makes sense to post a video of like a 0.2 change in my handicap. Instead, I'll be returning to the series as there are stories to tell. Maybe that's major handicap movement. It might be a breakthrough round. Maybe a difficult stretch of golf. Maybe it's a milestone on the way toward becoming the player I want to be. The Handicap Reset is not just a short-term project. It's going to remain a larger story on this channel. So, after 3 more scores, a 43, a 91, and a 43, my index has moved from a 7.4 to a 7.9. It's not the direction I wanted to go, but it is an honest reflection of the scores I've posted. And that's what this series is about. I am going to keep playing. I'm going to keep posting 9-hole and 18-hole scores. I'm going to keep working towards 20 rounds. And I'm going to keep chasing the version of my golf game that I know is still there. Let me know in the comments, do you regularly post your 9-hole scores? Or do you mostly play and post 18-hole rounds? And while you're down there, let me know if you think 9 holes gives an accurate picture of a golfer's ability. Thanks for watching. Aim high, shoot low, and we'll see you next time.